livery reveal. I know some of these been disappointing thus far, but I think it was pretty cool. Williams brought us a little bit better launch than we had seen thus far. Up until now, we had Haas, Red Bull, and Red Bull was a snooze fest. A lot of people were not happy with that. But we're going to see what happens today with Alfa Romeo and what they bring to us. So right now, they are still on countdown, literally 12, 11, 10 seconds. Momentarily, we are going to see what this car looks like, and we're going to see what Alfa Romeo is going to bring to us. Are they going to bring us something that is going to be really interesting? Now, I'm going to tell you, Williams definitely did a good job. Like, they got almost to the point when everything started. Will Buxton didn't do a bad job. We talked to the drivers. We got a chance to see and talk to Jamie Chadwick. I think they did an awesome job. I think it was pretty cool. But I also want to point out Alfa Romeo have some things that they definitely have to get right. Okay. Last season, they brought several upgrades. At one point under the season, they had to give bonus upgrades and not Joe. And, there were a couple of teams that did do that. But I also want to point out, Alfa Romeo's been in the game. Oh, shit. Here we go. We about to be, they about to be kicking it off. They about to kick it off right now. We got this countdown going right now as we speak. They say 7 minutes now. 7 minutes. So what I was saying was this. Alfa Romeo is one of those teams that have been in the game for quite a while. All right. Not since the beginning, but they've been in there for a while. What's up, young Joshua? What's happening? So they've been in the game like 1979, 1985. A hiatus, sometimes that happens, and sometimes some teams never come back, right? Some companies never come back. But then 2019 to 2022, 2023, so now they've been back in. Also, don't forget in 2026 that Alfa Romeo will be leaving the Sauber chassis and Audi will be coming in, which Young Bagambi has been using that livery in many of our esports races. And we're going to see what Audi brings to the grid via the Sauber chassis. Not coming in totally new like Andretti and the GM situations coming in. And, of course, we just heard that announcement via Ford with Red Bull as far as the power unit powertrains is concerned. But also 6 in World Championships, Constructor Championships last season, 55 points. Voters bringing home about 49 of those points, and Joe bringing home about 6, putting him 18th and Valtteri 10th. It was a rough season. All right. It was a rough season for Joe. And I'm hoping that this season can go a bit better for him. Right now, as you see, we got to count down 5 minutes. I'm hoping that this season can go better for him. Now, for Joe, it was a rough season for a few reasons. And one of those reasons was really, really bad. And I am very fortunate. I find it very fortunate that Joe ended up okay in the situations. We had an incident. Joe rolls over. I believe it was at Silverstone. If the damn rollover hoop collapses, if it were not for the halo, Joe could possibly not be here today. So thank goodness for the safety devices that have been implemented in Formula One. And you got to think, when the halo first came around, a lot of people were like counter, like, I don't want that shit. It's a monstrosity. It's horrible for engineering. I don't want to see it on the car. I don't want to have to deal with how they incorporate it on the vehicle. So a lot of people, especially engineers, were not happy about that halo system. I think looking now, we're seeing a few of the incidents that have occurred with Joe. Who else did we have? We had another incident with Lewis Hamilton when Max's car was parked on top of him at Monza, I believe that was, going through the bus stop. There are a few, Grosjean, when he went through the barriers, there are a few incidences that have occurred where that halo has saved lives. And I think now, looking back at some of the things that people may have said when it was first being introduced, I believe they kind of would be like, you know what? It's not so bad after all, because it saved some lives. It literally has done an awesome job. And that halo can hold like a butt ton. So this season, we want to see if Alfa Romeo can up their game. Like I said, 6 in World Championship is not bad, especially given the season that they had. I could wonder what Alfa Romeo would have been if Zhou would have been able to complete more of his races, also due to reliability issues in the Ferrari power unit. We still have to keep that in mind. They have reliability issues dealing with the Ferrari power unit, just as Ferrari did and the other Ferrari customers. So they weren't singled to that, but that was also something that handicapped their season. So I would have liked to see what the rookie Zhou would have done, given he had a more reliable car and without the unfortunate incidents that do happen in racing. But if they didn't happen to him, where they would have been. So right now we're showing countdown to be 3 minutes, as you see right here. Right now they're playing some luxury type music. You know what I'm saying? We could deal without the music right now. Now, in total, the Williams reveal was about, I'm going to give it 30 minutes. I think that's good, by the way. Eating healthy, got the grapes. I think that's good. About 30 minutes I think that's a solid time for a livery. Now, what I will say about Williams is they didn't show Vowles. I think he should have definitely spoke at the launch. I want to be looking to see if Fred Vasseur is going to speak at this launch, given that he's the new team principal. I mean, not the new team principal here. I'm going to be looking to see if Fred Vasseur is going to speak at Ferrari's launch, given that he's the new team principal there. It's going to be interesting to see if he speaks there, because I think it's important. Like, you got a new team principal. People want to know what are they planning to do. And I think it's really good for PR to see them acclimated with the team. So when Ferrari comes up on the 14th, I want to see if Fred, who was at Alfa Romeo and went to Ferrari, is going to speak at that launch. So that's also something I'm looking forward to. Now, I don't know if they're going to show us this artistic car that they had somebody do. I know they Red Bull showed a car that they gave, they gave to Doodle, and he did his thing on it, and they had this one done. So now remember, Alfa Romeo, when they first came out last season, they had the whole camouflage thing going on. We didn't know what their scheme was going to look like. They had the camouflage situation, which I actually thought that shit was cool. I thought the camouflage situation was pretty damn rocking. I almost was hoping that they would come out with that as far as a livery. So I really don't know what they're gonna come with. And also, I think a lot of things with Alfa Romeo not exciting until the whole Audi exchange. So it would be cool if they had a component that would give us a little bit more spice and a little bit more like, what's going on, fam? What's up, Ram bro? What's up, Wildcat? What's happening? It would be cool to see what they give us, you know, going forward, and how those things are gonna turn out. So we're about to see what's up here. They're about to 1 minute, 4 seconds. Hopefully this is not like Red Bull. Remember what Red Bull did? Red Bull moved their time up, right? They moved the time up, and then as soon as it came on, it was a bunch of damn nothing, and it was basically the regular damn time. As you see, we got another bit. Some of the things that they were trying last season when they were bringing some of their updates. Remember, I'm not calling them upgrades. I'm doing my best not to call these things upgrades. They're only upgrades if they really happen to work. If it doesn't work, it's not an upgrade. So I want to get out of the habit of us calling these things upgrades until they actually show some type of realized pace on track. Then they are upgrades. They did a few things, especially with their front wing area. Last season, they did a lot of little things with the side pod and the floor, with little cutouts and little bits here and there, trying to work out the new regulations in the cars, especially their rear wing package. They had one of those rear wing packages like Aston Martin had. The rear wing was really shaped uniquely. Theirs did not get banned. Aston Martin's did get banned, and here we go. Let's roll. We in. It's game time.
A very warm welcome to the launch of the Alfa Romeo F1 Team Stake C43. It's fantastic to have you with us wherever you are in the world. If you're watching
It was a Red Bull ad.
The live stream.
Let's go.
And as you can tell, we have a live audience here in the studio in
I like they got that red floor going down.
Most of that noise is being made by the 60 members of the team's fan club. Make yourselves known again.
Wish I had a fan club like that, huh? 60 members. Shit. They get that small.
You with us. It is also
What's
great
up, Mary
to have the
Beanie?
team's new CEO, Andreas Seidel, with
Hey!
us as well.
Right off the rip.
Welcome, Andreas. We also
Andreas
have,
is with us
the team's
from McLaren.
partners, and we have some very special guests as well, including Marcel Hoops, six-time Paralympic champion. His wheelchair has some Sauber technology in it. Very warm welcome to you, Marcel, and to Boogie, the creator of our art car.
There goes Boogie,
Many people
the art car. Look at him.
Art car as the winter livery.
Got you.
Well,
Don't worry about it.
we're soon going to see the summer livery, the brand new C43. But before we do that, and before we meet the drivers, I'd like to welcome two members of the management here at the Alfa Romeo F1 team stake. First of all, I'd like to welcome Managing Director of the Sauber Group and F1 team representative, Alessandro Aluni Bravi, and Technical Director, Jan Monchot. Gentlemen.
You can't even hear that man talk. They got the damn music up so loud you can't hear what he's saying.
Alessandro, gentlemen, please.
They ain't even think about that. They had that man mic down.
Well, that's a welcome. That's a bit of a rock star welcome for both of you. Now, Alessandro, can I start with you? New role, team representative. Tell us a little bit about it, and do you get that kind of welcome everywhere you go? Everywhere you go now.
For sure, it's first time for me in this role. I want to thank you first, our group CEO, Andreas Seidel, our shareholders. It's a very important day for us, the launch of the C43, and for me to be the team representative makes me feeling very privileged and honored to represent Sauber and Alfa Romeo F1 team stake, all our employees, all the people that has been working on this project.
Now, we'll hear a little bit more about the car from Jan in just a minute, but it's been a busy winter, Alessandro, for the team commercially. Can you just tell us a little bit about...
I thought Seidel would be talking, though. I guess not.
Of course, each winter we work hard, you know, to...
Oh, shit. Fans in the chat are already like it's a snooze fest. Damn, they are harsh. They are harsh.
Our style, our approach to be more fresh, more innovative. And this year we are really proud to welcome on board new partners, starting from our co-title partner Stake. So the team will be named Alfa Romeo.
Right, that money. It's not food. It's like a casino-based company.
Huge activations around our, brand, our team, and our vision is to get closer to the fan. With all the partners, we want to really activate to bring our team closer to expand our audience, and we will start from today.
I'm telling you right now, fans in their chat are going crazy with the snooze fest. Like, people are not playing no games about it. They just want to see the car. They don't want to hear a bunch of talk.
And this is the mood we want to have. Get on board, get closer, become part of our family, as a partner, as a fan.
Yep. Welcome to the family.
Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it, just vote on it. I got a question.
Now, so much expectation and excitement surrounds the launch of a new car. Can we talk about goals? What would you like to see from the team this year?
We don't want to fix targets. It's always difficult.
No fixed targets?
To know where we stand, where our competitors will stand. What we want to do, clearly, is to continue our growth. We want to address all the weaknesses and to work to improve our team in all areas. So we don't speak about single targets, but we want to, of course, to continue our progressions.
Fred Vasseur said that's lame. So you don't start the season one to be number 2. This guy's starting the season. He don't even take care about being top 5.
Coming to you now. Tell us a little bit more about the C43 project. When did it start? And what goals did you set for your design team?
So the project started a couple of weeks after last year's rollout, effectively, where we started drafting the strategy for 2023. And relatively clear for us, we identified areas where we saw there was still potential for us to,
look at that.
Unleash potential we wouldn't be able to unleash.
I hear him talking to REIs.
And therefore, as you will soon see, we concentrated mainly on the rear part of the car.
Told y'all about the rear part of the car.
We just wanted to be brave enough to do the next step in terms of pure development on the rear end, which opened the door to a lot of other solutions we couldn't implement last year. And then throughout the course of the season, it also became relatively clear that we had reliability issues.
I told y'all, reliability issues.
Order one. So there is also a lot of things we changed on the car, but also internally in terms of processes.
Rambro and Mary Sharon, love in the chat, Wolfpack fam.
Historically, we were always very strong with the reliability. But last year, somehow we lost a little bit what used to be one of our biggest strengths. So it's clearly, as also Alessandro said, is one of the focus or one of the area of major focus for us this last winter.
Yeah, and there have been a few regulatory tweaks over the winter. How much of a headache have they been?
I mean,
yeah, that's a good question.
Like change, so it's always a new opportunity when rules are changing. We were slightly irritated by the timing because it was decided very late, and usually late changes are favoring bigger outfits, but the changes are mainly on the floor side, where the FIA decided to lift
that's a
the
C42
by 15 millimeter. It doesn't sound a lot, 15 millimeter, but that was enough to keep us scratching our head and having to hold the floor and rear end of the car alongside those new rules. And yeah, so far I'm pretty happy about the progress we did.
And do you
We're going to see if their progress is realized on track
this year. Alessandro has already spoken about
that's a good question.
Progress from the team this year. If we do that, do you think we can progress up from sixth
that's
place
the art car that Boogie did.
I'm expecting.
I don't know if they're going to come out with the car actually looking like that.
The field will, at least the midfield, will be more close together. Because of the rules that are in place, limiting the amount of tests you can do depending where you were. So those that ended up behind us could do more, which means, strictly speaking, they should be able to find also more performance. So somehow I'm hoping or thinking.
I don't think this guy, like, speaking is very impactful.
But this is speculation. I mean, some outfits, hopefully but some outfits might have done a brilliant job during the winter and might have been able to do a bigger step than the rest of the field. But as of today, and then we can have a chat after TO1 Race 01, I would hope, also for the fans, that there will be a fierce battle for the midfield.
Oh, there you go.
The top of the midfield among almost 6-7 teams. So I think it's going to be a season where the amount of grey hair will increase.
Right. I'm going to be looking for them to have a little bit more ambition. But, I mean, he's being real. Like, he's trying to battle midfield. Like I said, they finished 6 World Constructor Championships last season, which is not horrible.
That a good-looking car is often a fast car. How good-looking is the C43 that we're about to see?
It's probably the worst person you're asking because it's my baby and the baby.
He says, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you it looks good and it goes fast."
I find the car well born. It looks mean.
Ooh, let's see it then.
The new geometries, but also the livery, which gives it an additional level of being mean. I find the car pretty sexy.
Sexy!
Then again, will it be quick enough? This we will see start of the season. Our hopes are high that we can continue where we ended up the season and fight for those high position in the midfield. But we need to be patient. First, we have homework.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate to hear him talk about midfield only.
So we go step by step.
I mean, finishing 6, I would like to see y'all finish up there in the top 5, not midfield. Get out of the midfield.
And we have, my team and me, we have a lot of boxes to tick. And then the week after, we will go racing and we will see.
Well, busy times ahead. I think the wait is over. Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out how beautiful the C43 is. And
bring it to me, baby.
Bit of the launch, I'm going to hand over to Lawrence Barretto. Lawrence, over to you.
Thank you very much, Tom. Well,
here we go, Lawrence. Big shout out to Lawrence. Met him and Coda. Cool ass dude with the boots.
And Joe for the unveiling of the 2023
Alfa
Romeo Formula One Team Stakes C43. Guys, we're going to pull the covers off very, very shortly, but before we do that,
it's not. Look at Valtteri with the shag.
Have you seen the car yet?
Not real life, but I saw some graphics. Looks pretty special, but in general, it's a different color compared to last year, but I really liked it.
And what about you, Valtteri?
Yeah, same for me. I haven't seen it in real life, so actually really curious how it looks.
Now, as drivers, what is the most important thing that you want to see out of a new car?
Good
For
question.
me, initially, obviously, what is interesting is to see the delivery in detail live, because in the pictures it's never quite the same. But then obviously
That's
you
true.
go more into the details. You look what is different from previous year, you know, on the front end of the car, in the middle, at the back, you know, cooling vents, you know, new air bits, all these kind of things you start to search for.
And what
I'm
about you,
hoping
John?
Valtteri has a better season
exactly.
too.
I mean, pretty similar. You know, normally the car livery is the last thing we get to see before we actually to have it. But before that, we have plenty of sim work going on also to see the difference on the changes compared to the previous car. So it's always
I think
very
Joe's going
exciting
to do better
see
this season too. I
brand
really
new-
do.
new
I'm hoping
parts,
he
new
does.
Stuff, new upgrade, see how it goes on track. But yeah, livery, you always want to look racy. And that's, I guess, the first box ticked. So yeah, let's see how it is today.
Great stuff. Well, I'm not going to make you guys or the rest of the world wait any longer. Let me just grab that microphone off you,
Please.
and if you want to take your positions at the front of the car.
Here we go. Brrr. And it looks like... Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. What do y'all think about that livery, though?
What a beauty. And this livery is something else. Well, you guys are
That
leaving
is
to
hot.
inspect this car. It's going to be your office for the next 23 races.
Poll
And
in the
Tom,
chat. Don't
well,
dance
I'll
on it.
send
Just
these
vote on it.
guys back to your way shortly for the rest of the official
No,
launch.
no. We want to see just... Oh, man. Damn it, man. Why not get the drivers to talk about what they think about the new car while they're seeing it? Shit, nobody's done that yet. Like Valtteri and Joe are there. Let us hear what they have to say about the car actually after seeing it. Damn, man.
You are absolutely right. That car is beautiful. It's sexy. I'm
It
running
is
out of
sexy. It is
adjectives, but
beautiful.
it really is something else. A quick congratulations to the guys and girls at Centro Stile for their creativity in helping come up with that design. But look, now that we've seen the car, Jan, just a little bit more flesh on the bone, if we could, about
Okay.
some
All
of
right,
its
here we go.
standout features. You mentioned earlier about
Boom.
focusing on the
Let's
rear
go.
of the car. Is there anything more you can tell us about it?
Yeah, in effect, as I mentioned before, we decided to change the rear axis, or redoing the rear suspension, and also therefore the gearbox casing, which then opened
It
the
is
door
sexy.
to new layouts, especially on the cooler side, which themselves, once in place, allowed us to develop the bodywork.
Thank you. That's what I was
as
saying,
we've
Dave.
been
Like,
doing,
let the
which
drivers
last
speak
year
about
during
it.
The season was not possible, and the concept we had followed last year, we were of the opinion had come to a sort of plateau, and to unleash the next level of performance, we had to do all those changes. So that's been quite a journey for us, because it's a big complex part we had to redo. And then
Right.
evidently how all the rear end works with the floor alongside the new rake. So
So they're really
been
focusing on that rear
putting
end.
a lot of effort on the second part of the car, while the front will be successively developed during the season.
All right.
One of the subplots of last season was porpoising or bouncing.
Yes.
Do you expect there
More
to
so
be a
with
recurrence
Mercedes.
of that in 2023?
I hope not. I hope not.
Right, nobody
because
wants that shit.
We have only 3 days of winter testing, and if we were
Damn.
caught in a similar situation than last year, then it would be a nightmare, because if we spend
Facts.
a day and a half in the garage trying to fix a car like happened last year during the first test in Barcelona, then the start of the season would be really at jeopardy. So the hopes are quite high from what the FIA said, and all the metrics, all the methods we've developed in-house to that the
Let me
topic
see.
will
Mary Beanie, best
will
car
be
I've seen so
delayed,
far.
because
Mary
you
Beanie,
can't
true.
really get rid
True.
fully of the phenomenon. You can just postpone, delay the moment it gets triggered. And I hope with the changes of the rules and the work we've been doing, also developing the new flow, that it will be delayed up to a point where we.
That's gonna be an interesting
never-
section too,
never
the
get
floor.
there and never have the porpoising. No. The very
We're going to
fact
be
that-
looking to
that
see
I
what
say
Mercedes
probably means
does
we will
more
have
so
some
with the floor than
porpoising. I
other
just
teams,
hope
because they
it will
had the
be
worst
another
porpoising
team,
ever.
not us.
I'm sure we won't. Look, you've mentioned the shakedown at the end of the week. Then we have 3 days of testing in Bahrain. So the shakedown is in Barcelona, the testing
Let's
is
go.
in Bahrain. Just how important is it for the car and the team to have a smooth build-up to race one?
Smooth doesn't mean slow.
This
no?
dude talking to
For
me
my
is like the
guys
guy
at
that does
home,
the dry
you have
eyes
to be
commercial.
a
Dry
quick ramper.
eyes.
These tests are fundamental. You know, the car
But he
is
got
being
good hair.
developed,
I like the hairstyle.
basically
Funky,
virtually
you know.
on computers, in simulation, and in the wind tunnel. And the shakedown is the first big milestone to ensure the cooling layout, all the hydraulic pipes, all the electronic, and
Right.
believe me, it's an absolute.
That could be a nightmare.
Nightmare. And the guy
I
at
just
home has
said
been
it.
doing
It could be a
brilliant job.
nightmare.
Is working, because if the electronic, you know that from your own car, if it doesn't work, the car doesn't arrive. Huh? So it's really the first milestone to tick and start getting a feel from the measurement we can do on track if they are in line with our expectation. And then when we go to Bahrain a couple of days later, it will be better for Santan, because the weather will be definitely better than in Barcelona. And it's about really getting an understanding of the tires, the new tires, because
Right.
Pirelli is bringing new tires, and preparing the
that
season.
rubber.
So a mix of short runs to prepare, simulate qualifications, but also long runs to effectively get an understanding how
Listen,
these new
all this
tires
is
will
good and
behave
dandy, but
on longer stints.
I'm looking to see if
hopefully
Andreas is
having
going to talk. Like, let him talk. I want to hear from Andreas Seidel. Like, what does he feel like since he's been at the team?
Green, we are out and we are in when it turns red again, because we need to put mileage. We need to really be maximizing the mileage, because mileage is the best way to ensure you have the reliability.
Facts.
Well, lots of hard work, lots of laps ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the
We're
new
19 minutes past the hour.
C43. We've heard about some of the technical aspects of it. There's 3 people we've yet to meet, and I think now is the time to meet the people
right,
who are
let's
going to
see.
be driving this C43. Let's meet our heroes.
Ooh. We already met them. What do you mean? What do you mean meet them? We already met them. We only just didn't meet the other guy. We met the other 2 guys. See, this is where they went wrong. Like, they should have done this. Let the driver speak around the car like they had it.
Ladies and
Like, to bring them
gentlemen,
back
here they
now,
are.
now they might be feeling like at first this was like going to be probably like one of the top liveries. Right now they could be doing too much and drop it off. Kind of went out of order here.
Our heroes in B. So, they need very little introduction from me, but the man in the middle is clearly Valtteri Bottas, 10-time Grand Prix winner. On the right, as you look, we have
Think
Joe
about
Brand New.
that.
And who can remember Joe's amazing debut in Bahrain just over a year ago? And closest to me,
Put it
Teo
in
Porcher,
points.
our reserve driver and vice champion in Formula 2 last year. Guys, it's great to have you with us. Can I ask you to come to the table? Come and join us. Let's have a chat.
Hate to say it, but this one might start tanking.
So,
They got 10 minutes to beat Williams with impact. They've done a decent job so far.
can I just say, guys,
Let's
that's
see what
very
happens.
Formula One of you to have got here so quickly from the factory. Now, Valtteri, it's good to see that you're still looking like an Aussie rules footballer. You've still got the haircut going on, the tash.
Wow.
It looks like you've had a good break.
Dash.
Definitely, yeah, had a good break, which is important, because now as we start getting to the season, then we go pretty much full gas until the end of the year. So like a mental reset and physical reset is important. So I'm full of energy and keen to go.
Well, you've
All
been
right.
in Formula One for a decade now. Just how excited do you get at the launch of a new car?
You always do. I get this question quite a lot, like, do you still get excited, you know, but you always
Right.
do, because in the end we're racers, and we're really fortunate people to be able to get to drive this kind of machinery, which has been engineered for God knows how many days. So many
Right.
hours have gone into it.
Seeing
that,
if it's actually gonna work.
It's a real privilege to, first of all, see the car and then especially drive it, you know.
Yeah, and there's a question. How many hours have gone into the C43?
Ooh.
If you ask my wife, too many.
That's a
And
good
if
one.
you ask myself,
Oh,
probably not
shit.
enough.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we don't count, you know.
His wife was like not happy when he was getting his ass busted by Hamilton, but that's just natural. It's normal.
Passion, you don't really necessarily count the hours. It's a concept that most of us don't fully adhere to. So we've been working.
I'm gonna looking for that shit ASAP.
And that's what matters. We really, I think, and that's the most important one. The team has been giving its best, and that's always very important to not be then once a car is rolling out like, oh, if I had been, no, I won't, no regrets.
That was probably like one of his high marks, like
that's how
that
the
whole
team works.
That was cool
I'm
for him.
very happy.
He's a very kind of like
And
monotone
Valtteri,
guy.
Year 2 for you with Alfa Romeo. What can you achieve? I mean, last year was a very solid start. What about 2023 for you? What are your goals?
We need to achieve more. It's simple as that. You know, we always need to aim for better, aim for higher. The whole team and myself included, we always need to keep improving. That's what drives us. So we're expecting,
that's true.
Like Alessandro mentioned, better consistency, more points.
Definitely better consistency.
How to get there, that's the trick.
Like I said, Bottas had 49 points compared to Joe's 6 points.
Really, really hard together as a team.
So it's going to be interesting to see what
Joe,
that
we'll come to
point
you
difference
now.
is between the
You've
two
been back
this
in
coming up
Shanghai
season.
over the winter. Just how important was it for you to get home and recharge?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that period we tried to switch fully off because from my side, of course, with the 2 years having been back home, seeing family and friends, so that was a very nice time spending there over the holidays. And I really felt like more ready than ever because it was firstly great to catch up with all the people back home in China. And then coming back here, I feel like I was
Only
able
Chinese
to train
driver
harder,
on the
put
grid.
in more
Congrats to
effort in
Joe.
because I feel like I had a nice winter break and now it's time to
Oh,
work.
that's
So,
a good
yeah, it
question.
was a
Poll in
lovely
the chat.
time
Don't
over the
dance on it, just vote on
last
it.
2 months.
Now, like Valtteri, it's year 2 at the team for you, but it's also
Ooh-wee.
year 2
I got a
in
question for
Formula
y'all.
1 for you. Just how different is your approach coming into your sophomore year?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say what was very clear was that right now, like last year, I was super nervous and very intense. Now I feel a bit more.
Poll in the chat,
understanding
don't
with the
dance on it,
team,
just
with
vote on
Formula
it.
One cars. So arriving, let's say, into the first test in Barcelona and then Bahrain test, I'll be feeling a bit more comfortable and a bit more knowing what's coming. And from my side, spending the first year, my rookie season with Alfa Romeo was being extremely honored. And we achieved many highs and also some downs together. But let's say overall, I'm very satisfied with what we've done. And we need to just keep working hard, making a further step up. And I'm sure together we can, make it work.
Well, more points in Bahrain, hey?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think at least let's try to score and finish where we started up last year and get some more.
Now, the car is going to be shaken down in Barcelona at the end of the week. I think a lot of people in the room with us want to know
Yeah.
who's
Let's hear it.
driving the car first and how do you decide who gets behind the wheel first? Is it rock, paper, scissors? How do you decide?
No,
Valtteri gets behind the car
I mean,
first. He's
the
senior.
team has their own decisions about where to put the drivers in, and we normally split half days. We do half each, and we don't have the final confirmation yet, but at least we get drive equally time. But normally, it's nice to have both drivers doing both days, so you never know the weather condition changes or with the car. So yeah, we always do that also for all the testing. So keep it quite equal. But
All right.
Yeah.
Joey, some good news. We had a look earlier, didn't we, Valtteri? The weather in Barcelona is good for the end of the week. But look, Teo, coming to you now. You're the team's reserve driver. Now, you're going to be racing in Formula 2 again this year. So you have got a busy season ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Very busy season ahead. But
I know he's hoping to get an opportunity to drive that car, though, like all reserve drivers.
For Formula 1 team, for me, it's an amazing opportunity to grow as a driver, as a person. It's compared to Formula 2, it's a much, much bigger world, much more difficult. But, I'm learning so much. And yeah, this year as well, third season in F2, I'm going to give my best for sure. And yeah, let's try to win it.
So, trying to win.
I don't know
F2
why a
and
bunch of
lots
people are
sim
talking about
work at
rest
the
in peace to
factory.
Joe
And I
Rogan.
also
Like, did
believe
Joe
you're doing
Rogan just
some
pass
work
away or something? Or they got
experience.
jokes going
Is
on?
that right? How's your coffee making?
No. No.
No.
No, for sure. No,
Next
I'm working there, and yeah, I'm living now next to the factory as well, which is good for me. Living in Switzerland,
far from my
Crazy.
family.
Joe
It's,
Rogan is
yeah,
not
sometimes a bit
dead. Like, I
difficult,
haven't
but, you know,
heard
it's a
any
great
news that Joe
experience, and
Rogan is
I'm ready
dead.
for it, you know, I'm
People
ready
running
to
crazy talking about
make
rest in peace, Joe
sacrifice,
Rogan.
you know,
If that's the
to,
case, I haven't heard it
achieve
from
my
any of
dreams.
my
So,
sources.
yeah, it's good.
Now, Alessandro, obviously Formula One is a team sport, but what do you want to see from these guys, our drivers, this year?
First of all, I want to say that drivers are a very important asset within any Formula One team. And we are really happy to have this drivers lineup. Valtteri, we know, is a multiple race winner, has been instrumental last year to develop the team with this contribution. Guan Yu has an exceptional start of the season, but he's also developed himself during, you know, all the season. I think we have a strong driver lineup. We need, of course, each of us.
We're about to be 30 minutes past the hour. Let's see if they're going to wrap this up.
They are all
I think perfect time is like 30 minutes to me.
Well. They work very well together, so the teamwork is one of our key message, is the spirit of our team, and they represent this team spirit in the very best way. Theo is a strong addition, is young, is talented, is focused on this Formula 2 season, but of course for him will be very important to learn the team, to get known with the team, and I think that, you know, we are really happy, and we need just to start the engine and let's see.
Well, not long
Right,
to wait.
I'm-
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up
People
to
love
our
just saying whatever the hell they want to say.
drivers, Valtteri, Joe, and Theo.
I hope they show the car going out. I hope they don't leave this livery launch without showing the car again.
That. Okay. Well done. All right,
Dude, like,
that
shut the
is
fuck up. Enough clapping.
questions
Enough
from
clapping.
Me, and we're now going to have some questions from the media who are assembled in the room with us. Who has got our first question, please?
Crickets like a motherfucker.
At the back, sir. Just wait. We'll get a microphone.
This is why you just shouldn't have done this part.
Hi, this is a question for Valtteri. Apart from racing, how many miles you put on your bike?
It was actually a good off season for that. I spent most of my break in Australia, a bit of time in New Zealand.
Bike?
So obviously, it is summertime there. So kilometers, I think in December I had
all right,
just shy of 2,000.
Damn. What kind of bike does Valtteri has? Is he driving Cannondale, Specialist?
Yeah.
What do you think? What kind of bike do you think Valtteri
They
has?
say fitness is cumulative. So are you the fittest you've ever been in your life?
I think always as a driver, you know, every year you learn
No,
something
we
more
saw
about
his
yourself.
butt
You learn what
in the stream
works,
of that water. That
to
butt
be
was a
fit in
little
the car,
saggy,
but at
Valtteri.
the same
You're gonna
time,
need to get your
you
glute
learn
game up.
about yourself, what is sometimes good for de-stressing, like what kind of
I don't want to see no more
activities,
Valtteri
etc.
ass in the stream of water. I don't want to see no more red
from all the
cheeks. All right.
numbers, I'm at my peak, at least on the bike. But as the season gets closer, I've started to do more specific training for driving in the gym, etc. So yeah, from fitness side, I think I'm sorted. So.
Joey, are you good on the bike? Tell us a little bit about your training program over the winter.
Yeah, definitely not as good as him on the bike. As many of you might know, bike is probably not my favorite hobby, so to train at.
Yeah, but you
there's
did go to
more-
Australia. The weather's good down there.
Yeah, there's more indoor bike than outdoor like Valtteri, but yeah.
Oh, Joe's a
there's quite
Peloton
bit
guy.
More running instead of biking. And
Okay.
yeah, overall, let's say the last few months, of course, it's been enjoying holidays, and then since mid-January, has been back training to be ready for the season ahead. There's a lot of obviously endurance training for the coming season, the busiest year ever, 23 races, and then followed by neck training, of course, because remembering myself
The
coming
Chinese
from
race was
February
canceled. Like,
series
that was
to
going to be
Formula
like his
One,
home
neck was
time to
definitely the
shine, right?
first
They
pain I
canceled
felt
that
when
one, I
was
think.
driving day after day.
Still.
So that part, I think we're sorted after the whole year last year, but still have to keep it ready.
People out here hating, talk about
Do we have
Hamilton is
any more
overrated.
questions here in the room?
The hate keeps going.
In which case, we're going to join the media.
I'm not even going to say Max
virtually.
Verstappen
We
is
have media
overrated. I don't think he's
all
even
around
overrated.
the
Even with
world.
the situations
Who
that
has
have
our first
happened,
question, please?
he's still a good and solid, talented driver. I don't think he's overrated.
We have,
He
I
just
think, Ed
hasn't
Straw. Are you
done
with us, Ed?
as much as what needs to be done to be called
yes, I'm
great.
here.
So
A question for Jan, please. Can you explain in a bit more detail the main areas of change for the car this year compared to last year, particularly the reasoning for going in the direction you have with the rear of the car? Are you confident these changes will improve the rear stability in the faster corners, given that was a problem the driver struggled with a bit last year?
Oh, that's a lot of questions.
Who let this guy ask a question? But it was a good question, though.
Of those new, the cars, the new regs last years, and
good question, though.
Had to acknowledge that there were a better solution.
So it's probably a Cannondale
diffuser, so the flow going to the rear tires. But because of the decision we had made on an architectural point of view, we were stuck in a corner. So we effectively been doing the changes. You will, I'm sure, by looking at the pictures, you will notice on the rear axis, as I explained earlier, which then allowed us to have a different cooler arrangement. And this then opens the door to quite a change for us in terms of bodywork and how we handle the hot air coming from the.
What are y'all eating this morning? What are y'all eating and drinking? I'm drinking water with a little bit of cranberry flavoring in it and some red grapes. What are you eating this morning?
Last year's, but it's something we couldn't implement without a major change of the architecture, and it's also what we've been doing there. We also think, and from what we've seen, see some of the weaknesses we had on an aero point of view, which was effectively, in a very simplistic.
By the way, it's 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. What time is it your time?
Significantly improving, thanks to also the new potential we unleashed with this new bodywork and this new way of working the floor between the rear tires. So I hope that answers more or less all the question. And reliability, the car hasn't run yet, so the reliability is perfect. And I just assume it will stay as.
That's a good joke from that guy.
We've spent a lot of effort and working hours to improve our processes internally, mainly on the cooler side, where we had a weakness last year, at least in the first part of the season.
Yeah, and, that's true.
Touch wood. I don't have any here.
You don't have any wood, bro. Another joke from this guy. He has these subtle jokes. He's pretty. He said these subtle jokes are welcoming from him.
Are you expecting lap times to be faster than last year?
Why are you taking media questions? No. Yeah.
I mean, the rule change.
God damn it, guy! Don't ask me that shit.
Let's call it half a second lap time loss, which I think I would assume is more or less plus minus a tenth, the same everywhere. And I have no doubt that most of the teams will have recovered those losses. Then it's a matter of how much more have you been able to put onto the car for the start of the season, but even more importantly for us, how much more you can put during the season, because we started very strong.
Good answer.
And at some point struggled a bit more to also bring performance to the car. And it's going to be a 23 races season. And if there's one thing we also learned last year is that the season is not over until the last lap in Abu Dhabi. Because it's the last lap where we finished P6 with half a second ahead of Vettel. And we had highs, we had downs. But
he remembers that. Little salt on Seb, huh, buddy?
From all the reviews we've been doing, that we can't give up. Race 1 will be what it is. Maybe it will be very good. Maybe we'll be a bit disappointed. Yeah, okay, turn the page. There's still 22 races. And I have no doubt that these guys, but also the team at home, the 500 people or so, will be pushing very hard to then recover what needs to be recovered, if it is, or build an advantage if we would be on the higher part of the midfield.
All right. Thank you for that. Thanks for your question, Ed. Let's go next to Christian, please. Christian Menat.
All right, let's. Oh, look at his background. I like that. Oh, he got a Recaro seat.
The focus was at the rear end, but I guess you did also quite a lot of work on the front wing over the winter. Last year, with the budget cap, we saw a lot of development during the season going on the floor because it's less expensive than to develop the front wing. How much emphasis did you put on the front wing during the winter break? And is it
man.
The last big upgrades last
year? He already answered this question, bro. See, this is where the shit's starting to go south.
So yes,
like not south, because south is not bad. It's where it's going bad. He already pretty much answered these questions, man.
Which I think was in Suzuka, if I remember well. The front end is more difficult in terms of development in the numerical world and in the wind tunnel. Let's say the return on investment is smaller. It doesn't mean there's no performance. I mean, as long as we are not first on the timing sheet, we have performance to grab everywhere. But since you've got limited amount of
so I'm thinking they're going to run this out for a whole hour.
And you've got also limited
with 37 minutes past the hour.
You need to also make strategic calls. Where am I investing majority of my resources? And I am more in favor of doing one thing properly than starting 5 different dishes and then end up with solutions that are just marginally better.
Bruce Lee say, a man that focuses on one kick versus 10,000 kicks is more lethal than the man with 10,000 kicks. That was that kind of Confucius say, trying to tell you. That was good.
Speaking, for
good analogy there.
We struggle more to put performance because of the constraint also of the regulation than on the floor, which is offering a lot more freedom. So, and I have also when you look at what was done last year throughout the pit lane, there is a clear sign that people have been working harder or bringing more updates on the floors and on the front wing, and it's simply because it's more difficult to bring performance through the front wing with those rules. But there's still performance to grab.
Right. Don't forget that they put in place regulations that pretty much ban Mercedes' front end plate design. So that was also something that kind of that handicapped the development of the front wing.
My question's for Alessandro. Alessandro, you've been designated as team representative. I wondered if you could outline your roles and responsibilities in comparison to being a team principal. How much power of authority do you have as a team representative, and how much will you be drawing
on Andreas Seidel is the CEO.
Andreas to help you run the team initially? Thank you.
Thank you, Jan, for your question. Of course, what we have decided together with Andreas.
He's like the stand-in team principal for right now. So
of the team
Andreas, the CEO, stepped up from a role. So shout out to Andreas, though.
That each of one team is facing now. There is no only one structure, that you can have for a Formula One team. And so we decided to split the functions between the different profiles, on track and off track. I will be the team representative.
I do hope that's the last question.
I will work together with Xavi Pujolar, our head of track engineering, together with Beat Zender, the sporting director, but I will have different functions from them. I will represent the team vis-a-vis of the FIA, of the Formula One, and of course with the media, with the sponsor. We will work as a team. I think this is important, and I think that this structure will help, to address the better way all the tasks that we have ahead of us. It's simply a different structure, and I think that all the teams are developing, all their, I would say, models in order
That's great. Listen, so far I'm seeing a pattern. People that are coming new to the team, Vowles, Seidel, we're not hearing from these people. I'm really hoping that Ferrari changes that and we get to talk to Vasseur, or Vasseur gets to talk at the Ferrari unveiling, which is February 14th on Valentine's Day. So
what we have
I don't know what's up with this unless it's going to be a running trend. Don't speak if you just came to the team this season. Like, what the hell?
There's a huge experience with our team and Xavi Pujolar on the technical side.
Great. Alessandro,
that's it. Take us out. Show us the car again and let us go.
France next. Jean-Michel Denis, please. Jean-Michel.
Hello, everyone. A question
oh my gosh.
Alessandro, please. Alessandro, does the fact that
I'm sorry, y'all. At this point, they're drawing it out, and this is going to be a sleep fest.
Bonjour, Jean-Michel. C'est un plaisir de te voir. I'm happy to have this opportunity.
Oh, you're happy to speak to another countryman, seems like.
Alfa Romeo will be with us for the 6th season, and will be a very important season. We start in 2018 with Alfa Romeo. I was personally there, and Alfa Romeo has been instrumental for the growth of the team. Not only because we have been able together to attract partners, but also to be credible, to show what is our long vision as a Sauber. So this season is super important. We will do everything, to deliver the very best for Alfa Romeo, for our partners.
For
we are
Audi.
delighted you bring the colors, the red color. This is the Alfa Romeo red color on the car. So it's not last season. It's a season that we complete this journey together, and we want to finish on a high.
Yeah. Well said, Alessandro.
That's it.
Thank you for your question, Jean-Michel. Let's
Just stop
go
right there.
next to Shandor Mesauros, please.
Oh, man.
Good morning,
Yo.
gentlemen. Hello to Andreas as well. My question is to
Hey,
Valtteri. Valtteri, this is your second season in the team. You know the environment, the people, the engineers. Can you please elaborate a bit on your influence as a driver?
Right when he's
on the
talking, I'm thinking about the
development of
minions.
car? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Good morning to you as well. It's definitely been interesting. Like I've said multiple times, I think in this team, I feel like
I think they done messed
my
up. They
role
done
has
went too
been,
long
very
with this
different
right
from
here.
what I've ever had really in Formula One. A bit more involvement, a bit more information going through me in a way, and obviously the work started early last year together. I tried to give all my experience and technical knowledge.
The race suits
I
are clean
took
too, though.
from the past.
Race suits are clean.
And then that work continues.
The last time Valtteri complained about being in black race suits when Mercedes went black. Valtteri complained about the black race suits, so I'm gonna see if he complains this season about these black race suits.
We can. And when I'm at the factory, I like to get updates how things are going, and obviously, if I ever have any ideas or questions, then I ask and we speak. So it's really open situation in the team, and I love to know always as much as I can about all the details with the new car. And
Yo, they gotta cut this shit off. They going long in the tooth, and it's not exciting enough. It's they should have started with the out of studio questions to begin with.
Has been gone into the right direction, and that work continues.
Poll in the
We'll
chat.
see
Don't
with this
dance on it.
new
Just
car.
vote on
I
it.
think hopefully everything is in even better place in those situations, and we keep working hard.
Joe, can I bring you in just on this topic? Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Valtteri, how you work together in developing the car.
Yeah,
Is it completely open in terms of telemetry?
Exactly. It's been like that since the very beginning of 2022. Because
Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it.
Alfa Romeo team. I don't know Valtteri too well.
What's up, hurrah? Welcome to the Wolfpack family members.
As well, together, the engineer
hey,
crew.
welcome. We got a new family member that just joined the channel. Shout out to you.
The first season together, and
now that you have joined the channel, you also have access to our Discord group. Download the Discord app, enable YouTube connections, and it will let you into the Wolfpack Performance Discord group. Congratulations for joining the family.
Some tips during the race, even though I didn't get that message before I overtook, but it was still, you just really see the team spirit inside and out, and that's really what makes us, try to holding off P6 in the Construct Championship. I think that was very important. And I learned so much of all these experience people was giving me, and for my rookie season, it just every little details that just can improve my driving ability, driving skills. So yeah, I feel like I'm another step compared to where I was this time last year. So.
All right.
More to come during the season.
Okay, now this
his
cut
passion
it.
for coffee.
I actually did.
You do share it? Okay.
Yeah. Before last season, maybe I had like.
I'm out of water. I'm out of grapes. They out of time. Like they should end this.
Now, yeah. Mostly every day, and, especially in the race weekend.
Is it Valtteri's own coffee though?
I tried when we was in the motorhome, and he made some handmade coffee. It's quite delicious, to be honest, and still not at his level of the amount of he drinks, but I have to say coffee makes me quite well awake and stay focused.
Valtteri is a connoisseur.
Sorry,
Great.
just back, nutshell, the question that was asked, I kind of missed I didn't answer it properly. So basically, if the car is quick, I've basically designed it. But if it's not quick, then I have nothing to do with it, so.
That was good.
In a nutshell.
Now let's end it. Take us out.
Jan, I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's
This
go
way.
to
Exit left.
our next question, please. Dieter Enken.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, guys.
Oh my
A
gosh.
question for Jan, please. Jan, last year's car was fundamentally a clean sheet design for obvious reasons, new regulations, etc.
I like that guy's
Whereas
ceiling.
this year's car, as you've outlined, is more
It's
of a
pretty
sort
nice.
of evolution rather
The
than
ceiling, I do like
revolution.
that texture.
What do you and your
And they
team
use
prefer,
quarter round up there
starting
too.
from a clean sheet or eking away little improvements here and there?
Ooh, that soccer ball in the background is
Good
nice.
morning, Dieter. I like the orange. It's very orange today.
Always.
Big shout out here. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. They do gotta cut the mic. That's facts, fam. They going way too long with this.
We like
exit stage left.
Of paper, where I think
They started like here, and now they like
limited amount of time, with limited resources, that we were capable of doing things that were not too bad, which means it's what we prefer. Then for your blood pressure and for the stress level is not the nicest, because there is so much unknowns, and then up until you see what your competitors have been doing, you are extremely nervous to potentially having gone the complete wrong way, as it can always happen. And the other drawback of the other alternative, which is just a continuous evolution, it comes also to at some point,
they need to cut it here.
The experience of the team.
Musa, what's going on, man? But you not a brand new member. You yellow badge, but welcome back to the fam. Welcome back, Musa. Welcome back to the fam, Musa. Big shout out to see you. I see you yellow badged up, which is the badge just after joining the fam. By the way, I am sending out Wolfpack Performance Podcast shirts to anybody who has been here for 6 months or longer. Just sent out Big Hurt shirt. The next two people I need is
Thank you, Jan. Thank you for your question.
to contact
Dieter.
me is
Let's go
Ben
to
X by
Oleg
Fortress,
next,
which
please.
did,
Oleg, come
and
on.
Duchess Holland. Get with me. Give me your shipping address. I'll send your shirt out.
Hi, my question is to Alessandro. Alessandro, can you elaborate a little
Oh
bit
my
more
gosh.
about the
Yo, I think we about
responsibilities
to.
you
I think
have,
this shit we about to get out of here.
In particular, is there anything new?
This shit right here is going way too long, y'all.
That you haven't done before. What are you most looking?
They done
forward
messed
to?
up.
And what do you think you need still to learn and understand? And even given your experience in racing.
Good morning, Oleg. First of all, you have.
Listen, yo, I'm about to tell y'all something right now.
I approach this with humility.
About to do this right now. I'm about to
It
just
will
tell
be
you
a new
this.
role for me, in addition to my position as a managing director, so very new, I would say.
Hey,
And of course, I don't have
big
the
shout out.
experience, the competence of other,
The livery was really nice. I was hoping they would show more of the car in this, but they have not. They going a little bit long in the tooth. Do y'all want to continue this, or do y'all want to go ahead and call it quits? I think they now it's just dragging on. So, I don't know what to say about this shit. It's like they were doing so good. I would like to see the car again, so it's hard for me to quit on this. It's hard for me to just quit on it because I want to see the car again. But damn, I mean, can we please hear less of this talking and more about the car if we're going to go this long? Like, if you're going to go this long, how about we just talk about more of the car, show us bits on the car, even though we know, like, technically it's not like the actual everything that they want to bring out. It's a show car, but people really come to see the car, talk about the car. Alfa Romeo has started out nice. Like, they started off at the top. They started off with good graphics. They brought us to the car sooner than later, not as quick as Williams. And then they just kind of start bomb diving at this point. At this point, it's like, what the hell are you doing? So I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do them a favor. If I can't see this shit ending and momentarily, I'm just going to end it for him. And this guy's still talking. So that means, yes, I'm going to end it for him. I really appreciate everybody showing up for the unveiling here live at the Wolfpack Performance Channel. Big shout out to the member who I appreciate you joining the fam. Musa, thanks for rejoining the fam. Don't fall out again. Stay in the circle. And then we're going to continue on. Now, we will have the next livery launch here live. I will post a link. I'm also going to post the track for the drivers in the Discord so they know which track to practice for coming up this Sunday at 11 a.m. We will have the esports racing to have the track race. So be on board for that. And after that, I'm done with them. Like, this shit going too long. So, hey, good morning, y'all. It's 4:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got it with y'all. I told y'all I was going to be here. Big shout out. I will see y'all soon for more content, more videos. Subscribe, like, join, and share. Peace and love.